Okay, it's Patriot Day today at the Mill Race Historic Village in Northville, Michigan. Want to go in the tavern? We have the reenactors. Really cool. Let's check out the tavern. Hello. I wonder if the upstairs is open. I've never been upstairs. In some of their
making sure I brought the cane. That's a good one.
Oh yes, a cane. Oh, he's like cane. I'm like, huh?
how's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Have any questions, anything you see, feel free to ask.
Can we go upstairs?
I have no idea. We don't work here.
No problem.
I think you can.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the archives are up there.
Okay, I haven't been
Usually they have
upstairs.
it
I've been
closed
in this
off,
building before, but I haven't been
I haven't been
upstairs.
up there either.
Yeah, and there's
As
no
long as
rope
it's not
across the
roped
stairs.
off.
Yeah, it's not roped off, so I don't see
I'd
why
say
not.
go for it.
Cool.
I just realized we've got that table on our front porch.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Archives are up here. Oh, they just have books, I guess, up here. And they have offices up here. Oh, that's cool. Some of the books we have that we sold. Want to check out the store?
It's just going to be falling on your head anytime soon.
And they're all tongue and group, so you pull them all down and number them.
How about that green hat for you?
And you put them all back up and use screws to use, And now I think we ran out of time to get them painted, so they look like.
That's a good.
Yeah, but we like that, it's just paint. So we're gonna paint it, as soon as we can. And then we're gonna do the other side. And some of my family of the New Jersey. Thank you.
Why do you keep checking me over? Their dog
You can bake in an old oven, baby. You do some baking. Yeah, that's all right. Here's a pot-belly stove.
curling.
Really?
Yeah.
They do that. And they make a out of the beer tops.
Hey there, Marilyn. all set? Yeah. Just like this?
Hmm.
Spin yarn? Did you learn what a blacksmith does?
I got one on the table over there.
Oh, wow.
Dad had one like that, so you have that? Okay.
You know the purpose of that, going to the ground, so you can feed on it. Now, if you take a vise like this, and you have the palm on it, you're pulling it on the table and you put pressure on it. This one transfers all of the pounding, all of the to the ground.
I made, I used a wood pallet and I put that thing on the bottom, so
Yep,
it really does work.
they're pretty good. I don't know what kind of anvil you got, but the price of anvils has gone up to.
It looks just like that. It's not as well oiled up as that.
Does it got the arm and hammer on it?
The arm and the hand.
On the face. You guys got press?
Oh, you mean the
Oh, the press thing on there? Oh, I don't know. I've never
I don't
looked.
know if you,
Well, you can go on. You can go online and look up anvils. They've gone from $2 a pound to $6
I
a
don't think
pound.
it's as heavy as this.
It's not as
Oh,
big
there's
as
not
that.
many that heavy.
It's not as big as that. I don't know. You fixed it all up, so you know more about it than I do. All I know is my grandfather's.
Yeah.
They put it on wheels.
Yeah, and keep it forever.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to keep in the family. I got
Yep,
some nephews
I
to
would.
give it to. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the shop.
Thank you.
Have you been out here with us before?
I have, but not in here.
Not in here. This is the best place.
I know that. It wasn't open.
You hit all the
today.
bad places.
We were sucking down lines out there.
Oh,
Closed.
I was here that day.
Were you Lines of the World?
I've not missed one yet.
No, last year. Were you
Last year, but I didn't open the shop. I drank wine. I stayed at the wine table.
So did I. Yeah, this is very cool.
We enjoy this shop.
Yeah, we do.
Want to go into school? Hello. What year is the school building?
School was built originally in 1873.
1870.
It was at a crossroads just west of the town.
Huh.
It was a country school, and it was closed in 1968, sat empty, and was moved here in 1975.
Oh, wow.
So,
And is the stove working at all?
yes,
Huh.
the school teacher was expected to cut the wood or assign a student to it. And he or she lived with the various farm families for a week or two or a month,
Huh.
depending on how many kids they had in school. That's why they couldn't date. They were often single and remained single their entire lives.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, oh, let me show you. They would send one of the kids to a neighboring farm because we didn't have a well, unlike the front here. And this was the drinking fountain. Usually the kids, when you show them that, because we do have school tours, they go, who wouldn't want, everybody drinking out of the same ladle? Yeah, that's how they did it back then.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool. Thank you. Look at the design on the stove. Really cool.
Yeah, this style of stove is called a Franklin stove.
A Franklin.
It was invented by Ben Franklin,
Huh.
which moved the fireplace out of one end but to the middle of the room where it would more evenly heat.
Huh.
And then, of course, you needed stacking to get to the chimney, or else straight up through the roof,
Wow.
which you will see in some of the buildings too.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks again.
I'll move our front step back to the place on the left.
Speaking of Ben Franklin, here he is, right over here.
Like 2 years ago,
Benjamin Franklin. You want to go in this building, Barry? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's open. It's a church. How about, I know this been in here before. And different things. He's still doing his reenactment. Wow. We'll go talk to him.
Then I just take it off that and I can spin it into the other. You wanna try? No? Okay. Got it. And then that makes the yarn. And I fill
This is what she makes out of it.
and then I fill up the other one and I make blankets out of it. And that's all yarn that I spun. It's taken me a couple of years to get that much yarn to be able to do it. You see all the different colors?
Yeah.
Guess what color makes the pink? Cochineal beetles, so bugs. They're not alive, they're dead. So you take the beetles and you crush it and it makes red. But I didn't know that when I made it, so I made pink. Because I just used the beetles the way they were and I got pink. See? So you can dye your yarn after you make it, especially if it's this color.
How do you get black?
If you get black, you can dye it black, but some you get black sheep, and the gray is black sheep. And then the brown is alpaca, and have you seen the alpaca, how tall they are? They're like a llama, they're really tall, like a camel, and
I don't think so.
no.
Hmm.
The alpaca give me the brown, that's what the alpaca is. But they come in all different colors, just like sheep, brown and white and black.
And what's the name of the machine you're using?
This is a Saxony wheel.
And is this like original or is this a replica?
It's a replica. The originals are a lot more finicky and they probably require more maintenance. My husband has an original at the house that we don't use. This I travel with, so I prefer to keep it, you know.
Huh.
So.
And does that give you like a good workout?
It does on one leg. On one leg. I haven't tried using the other leg. I probably should. They do make modern wheels that have two pedals that one foot goes and the other foot goes and at the same time. So my chiropractor always looks and goes, okay, I see she's been spinning on her wheel, because the one muscle will be more so than the other.
And how long does it take to make a blanket?
Well, to spin enough yarn to fill up one takes me 6 to 8 hours. So another 6 to 8 hours. So you're at 12 hours. And then I have to put the two together and spin them backwards. So that's called plying. So then I go one direction to get the yarn spun, and then I go the other direction to bring the two together. And then after I ply it, I take it off the bobbin and put it on my niddy noddy. And this, I wrap it around and it measures how much yarn I have, so I can see how many yards that I have made. And then from there I wash it, dry it, and then I can crochet it or knit it.
Wow.
Or weave it, like they're weaving.
Why would you have to wash it again?
Because it's still not, even this has been washed and dried, and it still has vegetable matter in it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it's been carded, and it still has, because it sticks to those fibers pretty well.
Wow.
So, yep, I wash it again.
Huh.
So to get a blanket, I don't know.
Months.
I know, that one of the squares will probably take me
an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to knit one of the squares. To crochet squares takes less because I can crochet faster than I can knit.
Hmm. Wow.
So for every square, depends on how big of a blanket you want.
Hmm.
I started out just making a lap blanket, you know, and then I'd get cold and I'd make some more and make some more.
So these are
make some
all
more.
squares.
So those are all squares. I started out in the middle though, I started out just making a shawl. So this color here, I was gonna make not a shawl. I was gonna make a vest. So you've got the back and then the two sides. And I didn't have enough of that color to finish and bring it up over to make your shoulders, you know. So then I just sewed them together and kept going around it. And then I had the idea working holiday nights at Greenfield Village. I like to stand and knit while I'm presenting because I don't like to waste time. So I started knitting squares, samples of everything I spin. So every time I'd spin a different fiber, this is Shetland, there's Corriedale, there's a ton of different sheep with the different breeds produce different fiber. So I wanted to keep a record of all the fibers that I was spinning. So I started to make squares, samplers, sample squares. And I thought, what am I gonna do with those? Well, I can add them to the blanket. So I just come around. So that's what
I didn't know there was different sheep.
Yeah, there's different sheep.
Like horses, I guess.
And horses, yeah. And I mean, on the blanket too, there's, so there's different kinds. I'm trying to find probably the one I just passed up. There's a really soft, you can spin rabbit. Here you go. So you see how fluffy.
Oh my gosh.
So there's some Angora in this. It's an Angora wool blend. And then the purple is a bamboo wool blend. So I don't know how you get bamboo in the yarn, but that was amazing. My girlfriend bought some and she didn't know how to spin, but she knits and she bought this bamboo fiber that she just loved. And I said, well, I'll spin it into yarn and you can make yourself something from it. So that's what she did. So my gift was to spin the yarn for her and then she made herself something. So you get all different kinds of. Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like my adventure, my coat of many colors blanket, you know? Thank you. You're welcome.
Do you know how to get bamboo fiber? You ever heard of that?
It just amazes me how you get one straight out of.
Vimos in the Philippines is a pineapple.
Is the what?
But I'm sure it's gotta be something you get to work with and learn.
It's a tiny thing.
The one that you wear at
I used to tell the wedding wear just.
That type
Just
of.
that kind of thing.
Spin slow. Tendency is to go really fast. And when you go too fast, it gets.
Look at this bed and bedroom.
Can't move it through fast enough. Like pull it apart.
Put Sebby in the crib.
So here we go. Frankfurt.
Be fun to cook on something like that, huh?
My favorite story was when I was spinning that Greenfield Village and we had family come through. I had some family come through and they were French.
You got another bed in here, baby?
Their grandmother had so I gave her the rundown of what I do and how it works, and when I was done, I took some of the yarn and I braided it into bracelets and the two kids bracelets to take home with the yarn. But I was just like, I still tear up thinking about the family. Like, that's their grandma has one of those, and now they know how it works. And
Wow.
I was like, wow, you just never know.
No.
So it was really cool. All he gave you was a crust of bread.
Yeah. It was close. It was hard.
In 1775, there is no institution that exists. And we don't hit people over the head, and we don't get them drunk. These are all myths. that, as I think I may have mentioned, alcohol thins the blood, it promotes bleeding.
Yes.
This has been known for 2,000 years or more. And we believe that that liquor is purely a stimulant, and we don't want to overstimulate an already overstimulated.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for talking with me today.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Give me my card.
Yes,
I've got
please.
one here somewhere. Yeah. There we go.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Much obliged, sir.
How long have you been reenacting?
Oh dear, this is 2022, about 12 years.
Only 12 years?
12 or 13 years. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. I'd have to look at my scrapbooks.
Yeah.
But, I was going to reenactments just as a visitor, and I thought it looked interesting. And at an event called Colonial Kensington at Kensington Metro Park, I talked to a vendor and I bought a pair of eyeglasses, ones I'm wearing right now. And then I bought a pair of shoes because they're the most expensive and least glamorous things you need.
Wow.
And then I bought clothing. And one thing led to another, and I ended up doing this. I also do War of 1812 and American Civil War as a medical officer. I'm interested.
I've seen you at Greenfield Village. You do very good.
Sad to say that event is at least temporarily dead.
Yeah.
Which I think is, actually it's pretty scandalous, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
The corporation has decided, or the foundation has decided, I mean, they didn't say this, but everybody in the reenacting community figures it's something to do with political correctness. Apparently somebody complained about having Confederate reenactors.
Yeah, that's right, because this year they're not doing the Civil War.
Yeah, they didn't do it for 2 years because of the plague, and they're not doing it this year because we want to study our presentation in line with modern ideas of equity. And when you hear words like that, you know what that means.
Well, I mean, I've been to the Civil War many times at Greenfield Village, and I think it's a fantastic event.
And one of the people, though, there was somebody online complaining about the event, and I think they were referring to me. They didn't know my name. They said, "Oh, there's people there spouting Confederate propaganda." Well, I don't think I was doing any such thing, because I always bring I bring references to back up anything I say. If I think it's going to be controversial, let's bring some evidence. And somebody didn't like it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Because people go around looking to be offended these days.
Huh.
Some people. Most people don't.
Right.
Some people. I think it's very sad, but there it is.
Yeah, we're going to check out the shooting.
Yes, they were demonstrating the musket over the British camp.
Thank you very much. Let's go get the shooting.
Revolution rolls around, what's England do? He goes to the Hessians, or the Germans, and goes, hey, I need troops. So per soldier killed for the Germans, it was 150 shillings. So the German kings didn't want any of their troops to come back. They were getting paid per body that died. They weren't getting paid for what the hell was that? Little girls across the street. Okay. Hey, number doubles. So, any other questions?
Without loading it, can you show us how you would load that gun?
Absolutely, yeah. So I would.
Do you get close to it or no?
Yeah, you can move up. So
let's see, bud.
What I would do is I would go into my cartridge box. I'd lift it up. I'd pull
You're saying
it.
like the satchel?
So yeah, his black bag.
Satchel. Okay.
So I'd go in, I'd pull out a cartridge, I'd rip it. You'd have to have 2 adjacent teeth. That was the requirements. You'd pour.
Was that not popular?
They didn't have teeth.
Really?
So you'd put some in your pan, and you'd close it.
And then you would get the enemy in the back. You'd give him the buddy.
Exactly, just him. You'd cast the bout, so it'd come down in front of you. You'd put the rest down there, and you'd have the ball wrapped in the bottom of it.
So
Drop
it's all
that
in
down.
That one cartridge.
Yep.
Oh wow.
After that,
oh,
you'd pull it.
I didn't know that. Even back then.
You'd ram it. Return your rammer. And you'd take it up, and then when your officer says make ready, you'd pull back.
Take the
present.
safety off.
Fire, bang.
Is that really what that letters means? Is that the safety?
Yeah.
Now, did you have to repair that?
Several times.
And where do you go to get something like that repaired?
I take care of it.
Oh, you can do it?
Am I allowed to touch it? You want 1747.
Can I hold it?
Yeah. What it says there?
Whoa.
Wait a minute. I want to take a picture of him. 1 minute.
Is that considered
Ryan, please.
Is that considered a long rifle?
No, this is just standard.
Try the other
It's
side, bud.
Is it heavy? Is it heavy, William?
Alright, look like you're shooting, pal. Wow.
But did you hear what he said? You were not allowed to
So,
look.
Thank you.
Yes, I heard
most
that
of the,
pretty
yeah,
good.
most of the British troops weren't looking until late war.
Oh.
So when they fired, instead of looking down the barrel to fire, because this is considered murder. So what the British were taught is if you turn your head and you look at the guy in front of you, it's not murder. You're just considered unlucky if you get hit. And then
For
after
the Church of England,
and,
it's
yeah,
all.
and yeah, and
You
then
weren't
after a
murdered, you
while
were just
they
unlucky.
started forming rifle regiments that were told to shoot.
Wasn't it the colonists that said shoot when you see the whites of their eyes?
That was at Bunker Hill, yes ma'am. That was June 1775.
And that.
Wow, thank you. This house, you can go upstairs. Very nice. What? I'm sure Amber might like that dollhouse.
Yeah. Stairs.
You gotta check out the kitchen too, Gay. The stove is beautiful. Hi there.
Hello.
What year was this house built again?
1873.
1873. And when was it moved to the village?
It was moved in, let me see, about 1976, 77,
Okay.
something like that.
Nice box. they used to wash clothes over here, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, this is supposed to be Victorian, this house, not revolutionary. They're like 100 years out of date.
Oh, okay. That's a little
incongruity here.
So I heard that sometime in June you're gonna open up, and, we open on Sunday.
Medieval period. Washed more than you think. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
What is this?
What? Yeah, they can have people upstairs because they have 2 exits, one up and one down. It's like there's different codes and everything. Hmm.
And the floor is red back there because it's cheap to keep your floor good by painting it with barn red paint. Whereas here it would have been varnished, which is much more money. But because nobody would see back there but family, you didn't have to make it look nicer. So you just painted it red. And they had a maid whose room you saw, and there was a stairs that went down to the kitchen. So before Mr. and Mrs. would wake up, she would start a fire and get the stove going so the kitchen would be hot. And so Mr. and Mrs. got up, things would be ready. And also her guests would not have to see the maid. But this house is the original house. It was moved here from not too far away. And it took several years actually to get it here. And they had no children. There was only 2 of them. So it was a rather nice sized home just for 2 people, even by today's standards. I mean, today people want gigantic homes. No yard, just a big house, and only 2 people.
Yeah.
So they were pretty well off, but unlike the other houses in this historic village, many of the furnishings here are actually machine made. Like this railing, it's a combination of machine and handmade. Because during this time, much furniture was now being done because of the Industrial Revolution. So it wasn't so handmade as it was before. So even though it looks really nice, it was actually cheaper than furnishings and the other homes that you see in the
They
movies.
keep their sauce right here to show.
So,
That's his toolbox.
but even then, there's no lights here. There's no indoor plumbing. There's no water. And so it's still very, very uncomfortable and primitive. And so,
I can't get it totalized if I'm doing it this way.
but the furnishings are typical for the period, though we don't know exactly what the Yerkes had. That was the name of the couple who lived here. They're a very famous family in Northville. But the wallpaper is typical of the 1870s, at least the design is, but we don't know what their
Well,
wallpaper
this was not for one solid piece of tree.
What's behind the door in the hallway here?
Well, it's nothing, it's just a closet. The Yerkes were, they were fairly well-to-do. He was the president of the village of Northville, was a banker. And this house was kind of trendy at the time because up until then, very few homes of the 1870s had closets. It was mostly armoires or pieces like this that sat on the floor. But he had 2 closets, which took a little more skill because you had to frame it in. You had this knee wall, and so. But that was the trend to have built-in closets.
And that other smaller door in the hall, a closet.
Same thing, yeah.
Closet, okay.
Yeah, okay. You're welcome. Thank you. It was not a clothes chute or a laundry chute or anything. It was just a small closet, and. I was saying that the floor there is red because it was basically an area for family, and they did not need to make it as pretty as this front area here, which would have been nice varnished wood. But barn paint is cheaper than varnish, so that's why it's red back in there. And that's why we know it was not for visitors, it was just for the family.
Wow.
So, but it was fairly uncomfortable. I've been volunteering here for years, and I just can't imagine, having to light a kerosene lamp just to go down the stairs. And if you trip, oh, God help you! Now the fuel is all over the stairs, and your clothes are on fire.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful home.
It is. And they when they moved this house here, this original house. When they moved it here, they were not able to. There's a furnace in the foundation because they had to move the house. First, they had to dig the foundation, then they plopped the house on top. But they could not. And so you think it should have heat, but they couldn't do the ductwork because of the way the home was constructed. They couldn't. It would just look like a warehouse, because the walls are too thin. They couldn't get the ductwork up so it looked authentic, as it were. So even though they have a furnace in the foundation in the basement, it's freezing up here all the time.
Huh. Cool.
So,
all right. Well, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Have a great day.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hello. You in the Navy?
Could use the sauce.
Cold at night time upstairs.
Yeah. The Weaver's Cottage. 1889. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
What are the name of these machines again?
These are floor looms.
Floor looms.
That's a rug. A rug loom, which just means it's heavier than normal looms. Because on rugs you want to really get them tight together. So you really want to.
Do you have a Facebook page?
And are these original?
Original to what do you mean?
Like how old are they? I know like.
Well, they're not like 18th century or anything like that.
Okay.
A lot of these looms were being used at Schoolcraft when Schoolcraft many years ago used to teach weaving.
Okay.
And when they got rid of that department, they donated them.
Oh wow.
To the village here, to the group.
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of them are from here.
I think Greenfield Village has some old ones,
They
like
do.
really old
Yeah.
ones.
In fact, Eric in there, he used to work. He hasn't done it really since COVID, but he was working on those weaving on those looms there in
Yeah.
Greenfield Village. So he would be a good person to ask about that.
Cool. Cool.
So these are more, I guess, more your modern day, although.
Modern day.
Yeah, looms, they haven't changed a lot.
Hmm.
You know, it's basically the same thing.
Third Thursday of the month, so.
Right, so, yeah, it's,
Wow, they can go on.
Oh, yeah, so your May is just
I think
starting.
it's the 21st.
Yeah, or, so the third Thursday would be the 19th,
Okay.
and it's just here? It's here,
From,
yeah,
from
10:30?
10:30 to whenever we finish. But we have lunch after the meeting. We do show and tell if we've got anything that we've done and stuff like that, so. Meetings aren't really, sometimes they again, for this, we